What's going on, Vikings fans? Welcome back to the Purple and Gold Bar Show. I'm here with the post-game reaction with my man Q-Dogg, giving you guys a rundown of what we saw in today's matchup between the Eagles and our Vikings. Comes down to 28-22, a valiant effort, and we just couldn't complete the comeback. What do you say? What do you say, Q-Dogg?
Oh yeah, it's disappointing. A lot of things I've seen that we improved on, a lot of things that I see that we need to improve on. I always know that our team, we're a fighting team. I always say my slogan, and everybody that knows me, that you might win, but you have to fight to get it. I always say that about my team, and we're some fighters, and we just got to get better, man. A lot of things I'm upset about. But we'll talk about it as the course of the show goes.
Absolutely. Let's hit the freaking intro, guys. 1 second here. All right. So I'll quickly recap. Vikings go down 28-22 in a valiant effort. Jalen Hurts, 19 of 23, 326, 82% completion rate. Average 14.17 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. Carson Wentz struggled, put us in a deep hole to start the game. 26 for 42, 313 yards, 61% completion rate, 2 interceptions. So that kind of tells the story of the game. But like we were talking backstage, the mistakes that we saw, like, those are quarterback 2 mistakes. So I'm not too concerned. Those are the type of mistakes that I expect from Carson Wentz. It sucks wasting a defensive output, especially how strong that we had in the first half. And but you got to give credit where credit is due. We didn't give up. Most teams go down like that pretty big, get demoralized, and don't even try. And we continue to come out there and put up defensive stops and giving ourselves a chance. And that's kind of what this team is made of this year. We played Vikings football. We just couldn't complete the comeback. Carson Wentz in a valiant effort at the end there, trying to make things happen with his legs. But, we had a couple growing pains from our center, a costly hold to turn back a touchdown to Naylor, a wild snap. And just some uncharacteristic bad plays on defense, right? So it is what it is. Big ups to the Eagles for doing what they had to do and coming in and winning the game. So no hard feelings that way. But yeah, Q-Dogg, give us your feelings, give your thoughts, man.
Man, I tell you, this kind of was a hard kind of fact. What's up, Samuel Wilkins?
Mr. Samuel, yeah.
I really feel like, and I'm gonna say this, man. I really feel, man, our red zone offense, it sucks, man. It's terrible. It's terrible, and I really feel that he won't do it. I think I've said that on here before, and I'm gonna keep on saying, Kevin O'Connell, man, he needs to give up the play call and do this.
Yeah.
Like I say, he has a plan A and B, but he doesn't have a C, D, E, or F. Mm-hmm. He needs to get an offensive coordinator that has all these and then more and a lot in their bag. Situational calling, especially in the red zone, he's not good at. He's not good at, man. We can move the ball up and down the field because we have skilled players and we're our receivers and everything. So we're going to always move the ball. The thing about it, I just felt like, like you say, Carson Wentz, that first quarter, those back-breaking interceptions, that second was uncalled for, trying to make something happen. And, that being said, then you got Blake Brando in the middle. He's trying his best, but that's not his natural position as being a center. He was going against one of the more dominant nose tackles in Jalen Carter.
Absolutely.
And, he got beat several times. And so I see, with our record being 3-3, I mean, we got to help turn this thing around because we're at SoFi Stadium come Thursday. And, so there's no, I think, you know, that I think this loss will make the guys more anxious to get back to practice tomorrow, and plus fly on out there to SoFi, and I think they'll be a better team. But we can't have Carson Wentz put us in the hole that early like that.
Absolutely.
So the defense is gonna show up. The defense is gonna travel. But I was proud of our defense. We held Saquon Barkley down. You know, we didn't let him get off, but it was just a role reversal. You know, we held him down, but the receivers, you know, they was able to dominate. And that being said, our offense let them down. Our offense let the defense down. And this is kind of a couple of times I've seen when we were between Wentz and KOC, man, they both dropped the ball, man. Wentz, a lot of times Wentz had Jefferson. I mean, he had Quinton Mitchell. He had him beat several times.
One didn't hold up, or he just wasn't looking in the right way.
He couldn't hit him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that accurate enough. He couldn't hit him, man. But you know, thankful that we got Jordan Addison in the field. That we have to sign this man next year, man. You got to see he's a different. We're a different team when he's on the field.
Absolutely, the offense is a little bit more effective when he's out there, for sure.
Yeah, definitely
seen that in those first 3 games without him, right? But
now you're seeing.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You know, like it's that's one thing. You know, I kind of temper my criticism to KOC with his play calling, because like I understand that it was his first time when he first started play calling, and every year he's gotten better, right? So I hate to dog on people for not improving fast enough, but at this point, at this state of where we are in this era, yeah, something's got to give. Like he's either got to bring somebody else in and let them take over that, and he just needs to be the leader. It's clear he can work really well with the quarterback, so let him focus on that and let another offensive coordinator come in. I think that's a good idea. You know, Blake Brandel had some of those growing pains today, right? So for him to have such a great game against the Browns, against such a stout defense, and then coming this game to have, you know, and it's not like he played entirely terrible. Like he did have a decent game. Most times you're going to be happy with that production, except for those when it's this close. Those mistakes definitely end up costing us quite a bit, right? Because if that snap doesn't go over Carson's head and we score a touchdown there, it's a whole different ball game, right? And then maybe it doesn't turn into that situation where Carson feels like he needs to throw while he's rolling out there, you know, and throws in that costly interception. But it is growing pains. It is what it is. You know, I thought it was going to be an up and down season. Around from here on is where I was expecting to start seeing a little bit more out of the offense, a little bit more of the defense. It's coming out of the defense, which is a good sign, right? Defense needs to be our identity. We need to run the ball more. It's difficult to run when like there's this perceived pressure that we need to get back in the game constantly, right? So it's easy. So that's what I'm saying. We got to get a veteran play caller that's not going to be afraid of the situations and can continue level-headed to get that offense running the right way. You know, it'd be nice in the offseason here and through the draft, we pick up a nice young running back. I know you were talking about before when we were in the pregame there, that it'd be nice to pick up the back from Notre Dame. You know, any explosive back would be incredible for us to have. I know we might be a little bit of a different offense with Aaron Jones out on the field. But at the end of the day, I'm extremely happy, even though I'm frustrated with the loss. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy with the loss. I'm never happy with the loss. Let's be real. But I'm happy with the effort. You know, it's been so many years where we're like a 3-point game, a 6-point game, and I just know that we don't have what it takes to bring it back, and I just shut off the game, you know. So I'm glad that we're far away from that. I'm glad that my read is pretty accurate with this team, where I know that we're going to constantly keep ourselves in the game. It's just going to be about, can we complete these comebacks? Can we not have these undisciplined errors like that, those holds, and you know, that turn back touchdowns and stuff like that. So the undisciplined play really played a factor here. We should have definitely capitalized a lot more with the struggles that the Eagles had in that first half. They went how many 3 or 4 drives in a row on 3 and outs, even after the pick. That pick didn't actually lead to points, but the previous one did, right? So it definitely plays a big factor. And I think going forward, I think it's like you said, it's going to be a good lesson, a good way to kind of motivate the team. And I know they're not going to be happy with their output and stuff, but hopefully it lights a fire under their butt, and maybe we can see something better. I know that you're thinking that that Carson's going to start on Thursday, and it kind of does seem like that. But if JJ gets all 3 practices this week, full participant, would you want to see him instead?
No, on KOC, the way he is, he's pretty with his players, man. He really he keeps them out today. They almost feel like they're injury free. Like, I mean, they can't have really nothing really going on with them, really. And this being a short week, and I don't know if they're gonna have 3 practice. They might have 2. They got to travel one day.
Oh yeah, we got to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a home game, right? So we got to go to Los Angeles.
We got to travel, so that'll probably be Tuesday.
Yeah,
travel.
So
Tuesday.
not enough game planning and preparation for
Not
JJ.
game planning preparation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not enough. That's why I hate Thursday night games. I mean, it's especially for the road team.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to stick with them one more week. That gives them after that, it gives them 11 more days to get ready. So
that'll be the mini buy would be really nice preparation to get JJ back into it, right? And that gives us the Ravens.
No, it gives us Detroit Lions.
The Lions. There we go. Mini buy, getting ready for the Lions. All that extra practice. Hopefully, will do JJ good. And I think he's on pace to return here. For a moment there in the first half there, Carson was wincing after that one sack from Jalen Carter there. And I was like, oh, man, are we going to see Brosmer and then maybe even JJ? We're going to see some.
Brosmer was the backup. JJ's mercy quarterback.
But yeah, no, Carson was definitely a true vet in there, kind of stuck in with it, and a valiant effort in the comeback. But it is what it is. Backup quarterbacks are going to make those type of mistakes, right? So at one side it stings a little bit, but at the other side, it's like it's easier to let go. Like if we had a franchise quarterback that's been established for 3 years or something like that, and makes mistakes like that, then I'd be like losing my mind. But QB2. It sucks to have that be the reason for us to struggle, but I'm so happy with what we were able to accomplish and almost bringing it back. It sucks that I'm not going to be one of those guys, because I saw after the game a lot of people already complaining about the bad penalties and the missed penalties and stuff like that. And like I've been saying, I don't care about that stuff. Like, you got to put your teams away. Like, if you don't let the refs be a factor, and none of that matters to me. But what matters is that we have that ability to stay in games, give us opportunities. And that's a trait that we need going forward, especially as we transition into the next stage of this era, right? As hopefully as soon as we kind of can develop that going forward with JJ from the Lions game going forward. But yeah, it'd be nice if we brought in a veteran play caller, somebody that can just let KOC worry about the quarterback position and let him do that. You know what I mean? Because I've been refraining from criticizing, but it's a little bit too long now. His situational awareness is just not great. He reacts too slow, and it's not until we're put into a 3rd and long situation where he reacts where other players are like I'm thinking on that 2nd down is where he's going to make some sort of adjustment, but it doesn't happen, right? So. But it is what it is. The Eagles came to play. They did a really good job, even though they didn't really have the strongest first half. They were able to hold out and have a good, solid second half, and kind of took over. And big ups to them. So not taking anything away from them, and not going to blame or act like other teams where they complain about the refs and whatnot. It is what it is. I'm happy that we can stay in games. But any other takes that you or anything that you're thinking about in regards? I see a couple people. We got Purple Jesus. Purple Jesus said, if Carson Wentz starts on Thursday, I'm going to work. KOC, fire Cody says, fire KOC, very bad play calling. And they're not firing KOC. I don't think they're even close. We're like 1 or 2 years before that even is a thing in that organization.
He'll definitely be on the hot seat next year.
Our boy Zoe in the building from In the Zone Sport. And then, but yeah, no, there was a lot of situations. I'm not sure. He may have called a running play there, and Carson audibled out of that. I have to rewatch. I'm going to watch, like I always do, the game 3 times. So I'll give you guys a solid breakdown tomorrow with all my notes. But other than that, there was a couple bright spots. I will say Dallas Turner, he had a couple great moments there in the game. He's starting to remind me so much of Anthony Barr, just doing a lot of the things that just doesn't show up on the stat sheet. He's just a glue guy. He's that eraser. He forces them to look the other way, So therefore, he's not going to get a tackle for loss or tackle because it's going the other way. So he's doing a lot of the good things, and he is also coming up with some big plays. Right? We had a bunch of great pressures and a lot of penetration going in there. We stopped the run for the first time. So, like I said, going into this game, like I thought it was going to be a coin flip. I thought it was going to go down to a score. I wouldn't be surprised if it was going to be a field goal, and that's what it ended up happening, right? So it is what it is. And going forward, I think there's a lot of good stuff to look forward to. The roller coaster continues with a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde season. One good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game. So hopefully we can put together a good game next week. Were there any bright spots for you in this game?
Man, I'll tell you, Jalen Redmond, man. This is this guy right here. He tends to show up every week, and I think that's one of the biggest brightest spots in Redmond, man. He just a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And so we seem to see Hargrave disappearing more and more and more. Getting double teamed, he's getting disappearing, and
for a guy that's not producing like that, everybody's deciding to double team him. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But,
yeah, man. He did the first 2 games. I mean, he was coming up with sacks.
Yeah,
but then after that, they started double teaming. And then you got Wilson. Wilson give you a play every game. Wilson gives you a play. Yeah, he's a good playmaker. Yeah, he got a sack in today. He's always a bright spot. I wish I'd kick off return. The number 4 guy. I wish he can.
Price.
Price. I think he showed a little something in preseason. I think it's time for him to at least get a couple in this year, somewhere down the line. He had a good return at the beginning of the year. I mean, beginning of the game. I mean, the second half of the game to put us in that good field position. We still end up kicking a field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like I say, this game here, this is the start of a rough game stretch. We're playing with the Eagles now next week, the Chargers Thursday night, Detroit Lions, and I don't want to count the Baltimore Ravens now. So
Lamar might be back by that game, so that's going to be a tough game if he's back. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, yeah, it depends on them hamstrings take about at least 7 weeks. So they take about 7 weeks, and then they can linger too. But the thing about them, I just really feel that we just got to get more. We just got to get more out of our offense. Our defense, we got to get more out of our offense. We got to get our playmakers in the end zone. I think this is going to be T.J. Hawkinson last year. I just can't see. Well, I can't point out why he's not producing in that middle of the field like that. I just don't know. For the money that we're paying him, $20 million a year.
Well, I do know that the first up until the Browns game, he was on double duty when it comes to blocking. He was one-on-one with TJ Watt. He shut him down every single time he faced him. So you know what I mean? He's doing great, but I think that we can definitely, for a safety blanket, as what the tight end position is supposed to be in the middle there, I feel like Josh Oliver has the hands to be that guy, right? So we don't need to be overpaying a tight end like that. But you never know. He might end up having a better second half of the season once our O-line is more in tune and more in swing, where he's not having to chip as much and can actually do some stuff. But yeah, there was some costly drops by him today that also really irked me a little bit. But we are kind of like the definition of feast of famine when it comes to price in our kick return as well as our offense, right? So we kind of come and go. It's to be expected with the backup quarterback as well, rolling with him for so long. Usually most teams only want to rely on a backup for like 1 or 2 games if need be, and back to the main guy, because they know the wheels will fall off sooner than later, right? The wheels didn't totally fall off today, but I think it kind of gave a lot of those people that were talking Carson Wentz is the guy a little glimpse of what's to come in the postseason. Because if that happens in the postseason, it don't matter how good our defense is. The other good playoff teams will put us away.
Yeah, and I think that it's kind of an understatement, like we say that Cashman missing on the defense. We could tell we're a different defense than when he's out. I think the same thing for Aaron Jones. I think once he comes back, I think we can get that 1-2 punch that we envision of him and Mason together. Because Aaron Jones more of the speed back, instead of that pound back, and I'm saying that he's more the speed back, getting those gaping holes, and plus he's a better catch out there. And then you can put him in the passing game too, because he's a matchup nightmare against linebackers.
Absolutely.
So, I think we'll be, that'll help us on offense as well. Thielen is kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen. I think that trade is not working out for us.
He made one good catch and then he dropped a crucial catch too.
Goodness.
That first drive when he made that solid catch for the first time, I was like, okay, Thielen getting the rhythm of things, because we might need you here, especially if they start bracketing.
Well, I don't understand why they don't play him in the red zone, because he's always been a good red zone receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't know, I just think, I'm not saying that at this point we're not going to be. We can't keep losing, because, if we go through this stretch, we can't win, lose, we
need to get consistency now.
We need to get
the next 1 or 2 games. We need
at least two more wins to make it 5-3, instead of a win and a loss and make it 4-4. We got to have at least 2 games back to push out and push the losses back. We can't just keep making them even and stand 1 win in front of the loss. We got to at least stand 2 wins in front of the loss in order to stay competitive. Because the division getting tighter. Chicago Bears on the road, and they winning, man. And they winning. They crushed the Saints today, and that's their 3rd win in a row. So that Ben Johnson thing is catching up with everybody and stuff like that. Now they're, now the juices are flowing in Chicago. Now they start to be a dangerous team. And they call the Packers too, and the line. So we can't continue to, that's why this is an important game.
We needed this one.
We needed this one, but we definitely need one Thursday. We need that one Thursday.
Oh yeah.
I think we know that. We know what's at stake. I think we'll come out and be a different team Thursday night. We got to, man. We can't keep the losses in front of the win. We can't do that. Not with this competitive division like this, man.
If Carson's limited participation all week, are you comfortable with Brosmer starting?
I like Brosmer.
We haven't seen him against the ones at all, though, this season. Right? Oh, no, I think we saw him in garbage time in the Atlanta game, but he didn't really do much. But that doesn't really count. That
don't count. They don't have the ball out more than anything. Excuse me. But, that's why I say this. Having J.J. Carter not in there from the start, man, it hurts. It just hurts. It just hurts, man, because you're trying to plug in these quarterbacks, get these quarterbacks in here, and that's the reason why he's a number 2, because you get these things from a number 2. but at the same time, we're in a competitive division that we have to win.
Mhm.
And so then you get JJ. We're trying to get him back sooner than later, but want to make sure that he's right, that we won't be able to put him back on the shelf again, not this season.
Absolutely. That's the last thing I want is to rush him back and then a game or two next, and then we have to roll with Carson because he's
man, that'll drive me crazy. That'll drive me batty, man. I couldn't take that, man. This man needs to play, man. This man needs to play because, and another thing is that once he starts playing, a lot of teams don't have no film out on him. You don't have no film out of it, so it's gonna be hard for defenses to prepare for him.
On top of that,
then that's where he can get his game started going. We can start stacking wins, you know what I'm saying? So, but they got film on Carson Wentz though.
Yeah, so, it's starting to show.
It's starting to show,
Yeah, and I'm like, this is what I'm saying. In the playoffs, it's gonna be rougher than that. But let's get caught up with the chat here. Samuel says that his birthday is coming up next month here on the 5th. 27 years old. Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday to Mr. Williams.
Now we got D Woods in the house.
Yo.
Purple Jesus says they're not even going to have practices this week. They'll most likely have a walkthrough on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's it. Josiana, sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm so sorry. I'm irritated with the mediocrity game of our Vikings. I really want the GM to be let go. I can totally, I understand the frustration for sure. We're definitely feast or famine. A lot of growing pains definitely hurt us today, especially Blake Brandel and, having to deal with a backup quarterback and rolling with him, right? So, but it is what it is. Hopefully throughout the season, we get some of that continuity and we start looking more like the team that we expected. D Wood says, what up? And
what up, though? What up, state of the mind?
Oh, D Wood wants to jump on. I think we're do you mind if we have D Woods jump on? I think we're kind of getting close to wrap up. Do you mind?
I don't know, bro.
Let me throw the invite in the chat here for Mr. D Woods. Lefty, if you want to join in too, man, come on. But yeah, it's funny because this is the season that I basically predicted, bro. It's like I was like, man, when I was looking at this season, I was like, man, this is gonna be an up and down season. We're gonna look good. We're gonna look really bad. I did not anticipate the injuries, so I can't even pretend to act like the injuries were something that I had even considered, you know what I mean? But it is playing a factor to that up and down season. But yeah, I'm still really happy with the fact that the team doesn't give up. The adversity that we learned how to fight for last year is still there. And I think that once we kind of get things right and we get going with JJ, I think it'll start looking right. What up, D Woods?
What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me pretty well?
I can hear you. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. How you doing, Q-Dog, man? First time in you, man.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So I just wanted to hop on real quick. I'm all sweaty, like I played in the kitchen trying to cook for these kids. But this is what I gotta say, and this I already know my boy Freddie already said it. Like let's stop blaming KOC, Kevin O'Connell, and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah for what happens on the actual field. It's all about execution, right? And if you talk about execution, I would say Carson Wentz did not play to the ability that he could have with basically keeping like 2 touchdowns off the field. You get what I'm saying? Like CJ Ham was wide open. That could have changed the whole game. The excuse me, the interception. The second one was the worst one. The first one was kind of like, all right, whatever, it is what it is, right? But you threw a pick 6. So we got to really start talking about execution with these guys and not, always go up to top like, oh, the coach should get fired. Oh, this should happen. It's a lot of things that with this team that they can work on. But I just really, really hope that even if it is a short week, that McCarthy can actually play, because now I just feel like it silences the internet a whole lot with this whole what if Carson Wentz plays well. We know what we was going to get in Carson Wentz, and this is it. So I'm not getting too mad about it. I knew this was going to happen, And I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. I'm a big Brian Flores supporter and criticizer. But at the same time, I just think there's holes in this defense that maybe we cannot, fill with a free agent on the streets or, a trade. There's just systematically things to where it's like, if this pass rush does not get home, these cornerbacks can't stay in coverage that long. But that happens with any other defense. So I'll just say, like, the Vikings are 500, lick their wounds, come to LA, win this game against the Chargers and keep it rolling, because you're gonna have losses like this, but this loss should actually build a whole lot of character. And I don't want to hear no TJ Hawkinson slander. Carson Wentz was throwing the ball over everybody's head every day, all game basically. And if he hits TJ Hawkinson in the numbers, that's a touchdown. He catches that. But he overthrew it, so he had to extend it. And it was like that the whole game. So let's just take it for what it is. We lost to the defending champs. Move on. We be okay. We'll be okay.
Absolutely. I'm never happy with a loss. I'm always going to stay that. But I am proud at what we've become, because I remember, like I said earlier, I remember times when we'd go down 3 points, 6 points, and I would shut the game off because I just knew. We did not have that.
They would give up.
Back. Yeah, we would just give up. We had that like mindset of just not trying.
Right.
And we don't have that anymore. I think that kind of goes to show that we have learned a lot from last year and what we were able to do. Say what you want to say about last season, playing with house money and whatnot. But like I was saying prior to the season, I said this season we need to learn as much as possible. And I think that's what's given us the ability to constantly stay in games. Because I said we need to face as many different things. We dug ourselves holes against the Jaguars and we brought it back. There were games where we started off super strong and then we struggled closing in the second half, right? And where everybody was complaining that we weren't a second half team and we're sick and tired of it. Now we're a second half team and people are upset that we're not a first half team. So like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
it's always something.
We have that. There were so many experiences last year, win or lose, that gave us the knowledge, the experience that gives us that confidence that keeps us fighting, which is something that's really hard to get for any team. And that's one of the first things that you have to have if you want to push in the playoffs, right? Because the playoffs are never perfect. You never go up there and you just blow guys out and it's just, easy peasy. It's always a freaking dogfight back and forth, especially once it's past the wild card game, right? And it's going to be two teams doing everything in their power, just swinging haymakers back and forth. And we've developed that ability to endure. Now we just got to get better at completing comebacks. We almost completed the comeback against the Steelers. We almost completed the comeback today. And if we do that, you know what I mean? Like we're sitting in a way different position, right? Where we also completed comebacks the three other times, right? So like it just goes to show that is basically our style of Vikings football. And I was thinking about it because I remember when I first got into Madden, I focused on watching that. I think it was like 09 or 07 for the Patriots. And they were a total second half team. They could be down 1-2, 17 points, 20-7. And they would just go to work in the second half and they would just take over. Situational football was on point. I feel like that's kind of something that we're trying to develop. Maybe that's because of KOC's experience and what he learned and felt during that era. So, but it's just kind of grasping at straws to kind of be happy with what I saw out there. But regardless, even though it sucks to lose, I'm happy at the way that the team did perform in a loss. Now, just hopefully, it's like you said, it's something that we learn for Q-Dog. I believe, like you said, it'll light a fire under our butts, and hopefully we can come out stronger on Thursday. Right now, the Colts are beating the Chargers 20-3. You know what I mean? And I think it's 3-3. Cardinals Packers, right? So this division is still
wide open,
very much up for grabs. The Lions are extremely banged up on the secondary. Baker's going to go in there and pick them apart, and it's going to be a whole different division, and it's just going to be back and forth. It's going to be one of those wild races, maybe a photo finish. I don't know if we're going to be at the very end there to take the division, but hopefully we do enough to win enough games to get a playoff berth. And then if JJ can get at least some experience in the playoffs, I think that's going to be more beneficial for next year and going forward. So
I think he's back Thursday. I think he's back Thursday.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
I think he's back Thursday, man.
The preparation.
I kind of feel like everything. I'm kind of looking at things down the line, maybe towards the end of the season, like after Thanksgiving, when the teams start to make their playoff run. I envision us being there because of the type of team that we are. If we can just get JJ back, maybe like Wood say, if we can get him back Thursday, get him started going. This back and forth of him being hurt and put him on the shelf, like I said, that's got to stop. We got to put this man in and let him get going, get these reps in, get these game experiences in, get Aaron Jones back the following week, and then and get that veteran leadership in there, and then maybe him and Jordan Mason can come together and get the running game immaculated. But the one thing I feel we got to fix, and we got to fix in the trade deadline, we have to go get a center. We have to. We can't keep having that pressure coming up front like that. Nobody's going to be able to survive like that, even JJ. Yeah, so like I say, we don't know what the situation with the other center. He might retire. Like I say, we can't depend on that. But at the same time, then he'll go out for another concussion, and then we plugging in. We playing musical chairs with centers again. We got everybody else on the offensive line fit, so we have to go out. If Quincy don't make no move, well, he's gonna make a move because he do it all the time. So in the next 2 weeks, expect us to go out there and get a center. We have to fix that.
Yeah, we got to do something.
We got to fix that right there. Then everything else, I figure like will work itself out. I didn't even see if number 0 was out there today. Was he benched today?
I don't know if he may have come out on situational plays when they thought he was best.
Did he start?
I don't think so. I think Wilson was beside Cashman, and
that
worked really well though.
Yeah, but I didn't see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back, and when I watch him, I'm gonna look for him as well.
Right.
And like the Purple Jesus, how you said, we need to score touchdowns, and like I agree, I'm very much a part of the camp. You put teams away. You don't want to let the referees be a factor. You don't want to let clock management at the end of the game be a factor.
We can't get away from we can't get away from these one-score games.
Absolutely,
we just can't do it. I mean, I don't know why we can't. We don't even beat teams by 2 touchdowns or more. It's always one-score game or lose one-score game. That's the way we are.
And I think it's part of the course for us to become the team that does put teams away, right? We can't just like frog jump over the milestones that we need to go through, right? Like we need to first become consistent and make it so that even if we are winning like this, that we're not the reason that we have to play from behind. We're just responding to another good team in their plays. We can't be the ones to throw interceptions, have force like drop fumbles and stuff like that, and give up points that way. It's different when another team comes out swinging and they put up points, but coming back and winning that way, it's different, right? So we need to kind of develop that continuity, that consistency on offense going forward. And then if we can do that, we can move to the next stage where once that's our foundation, we can start trying to convincingly put teams away, and then eventually get to the point where we can run the score up. Because if we try to run before we I think we're past the crawl, because I think the last year was crawl, but if we try to run before we learn to walk and jog, we're just going to fall flat on our face. So it is a process. We are in the right direction. It just sucks to lose after such a good defensive outing there, but it sucks. It is what it is. I'm not happy in a lot of ways, but if you're going to lose, you want to lose in a way where you're still, you're going out on your shield. You're still swinging. You're still trying, and that's something that I've been wanting from our team. So, any final thoughts, Q-Dog?
I'm kind of. I mean, we're 500. We were 3-3. And we've been battling injuries. Players out and players come back in. Players go out here and there. Jonathan Grenard didn't have a good showing today. I noticed that, and we just, it's still kind of like next week will be halfway point of the season, week 8, and so we'll still have a lot of more important games on down the road, but we can't get into a losing spree.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We take this loss, but we got to at least win the next 2. I mean, we just can't take another loss.
We got to take advantage of since the Lions aren't going to be 100% yet. And if we can, if that's the reason why we can keep it close and steal a win, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So injuries are part of the game. We've been dealing with them. And if we can get healthy at the right time when they're not healthy, it is what it is.
Yeah. And I think,
and we just gotta produce.
And I think, we have to hear them get, it's just almost like this is our season. We got to get JJ back, man. We got to get him back, man, because I mean, I'm just tired of this Carson Wentz JJ thing going back and forth. I mean, that man needs to get healthy and stay healthy all season long.
Yep.
Don't go back on the ship, JJ McCarthy, man. Just stay healthy, man.
I feel like Carson and JJ give us the exact same chance to make the playoffs. Just to sneak in, because I don't think with Carson we're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna be so dominant and we're gonna win the division and everything. Like I never even predicted that was gonna be the case. I figured we would squeak in, we based on the situation that we're in, starting a rookie. Now it's because of all the injuries and having to start a backup, but. Yeah, like if we can, I feel like the same probabilities to make the playoffs this year are the same with JJ as well as Carson. So let's move to JJ, let the man work, let the man get acclimated to the NFL speed, let him start working towards being confident and looking like an NFL starter that he's going to be, right? So yeah, well said. And other than that, I think that kind of wraps it up. I think.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think with JJ in there, there's a more zip on the ball than Carson? Carson has a lot of error.
Yes, that's the one thing in that fourth quarter. Those daggers that he threw, like that one off one foot into the end zone there. Like, so he's got that youth behind him.
Yeah, Carson can't make that throw. He can't make that throw.
No, not in that situation. No, not off one foot while kind of spinning at the same time. It's just the youth and the athleticism, right? And I think that's what we really need at the quarterback position, because if we have to, we can rely on a lot of like scrambling or rolling out and having him kind of keep the defenses honest and add to the running attack that way as well. Because if we're not going to be able to have a bell cow running back, we gotta contribute with him, Mason, Jones, and Xavier Wood or Xavier Scott, right? So if we can put all of those guys together and put up like 100, 115 rushing yards, that makes the defense react and play the same way as if we had a bell cow running back. So we got to figure it out. Maybe we can get some more continuity with Aaron Jones back. But I think that with JJ, it gives us a different dynamic. They have to account for the dual threat quarterback. And if he can get comfortable with the speed, I think it gives us another area to really work with. And
another thing that he was in camp. Him and
Addison
had a connection.
We're freaking on top of it. And now Addison's back, so maybe. Hey. So I'm hoping. I just can't wait for JJ to start. Like for me, it's like I feel like I'm in hibernation mode, just waiting for JJ and just kind of like patiently waiting, knowing okay, we got a backup. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be up and down. Let's just scrape as many wins as we can and wait till the young man gets in there and kind of proves a lot of doubters wrong. But yeah, I really appreciate you jumping on and talking Vikings.
Anytime. I next Sunday I'll come. It don't matter. I keep coming.
Let's go. We'll definitely be talking next Saturday for the Real to Sports podcast. So come check us out there next Saturday. We'll definitely be giving you guys our thoughts on the Thursday night games, because we're going to have to save our opinions on that. So we won't do a post game for that one, because we're going to do it all there.
Right.
But yeah, man, we can definitely get together, and maybe we'll do like a Monday or Tuesday, get ready for the following Sunday, kind of do maybe like a preview, or kind of maybe we can do like a mid-season rant, or kind of like just football talk session, where we can really just kind of let it out and talk the upcoming week, and just reassess some of our old kind of thoughts going into the season. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
That's perfect, man. Well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in and checking out what we've been doing here. I really appreciate you guys. Let's head out here. Let's throw
Keep your head up, baby. Keep your head up.
We're coming, guys. It's still a long season.
Yeah, keep your head up, baby.
Take care, guys.
Okay.